Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus back here again. And I'm back because I got a little nugget to share with you. You know, this is an attempt to explain where we are, sometimes why, might make it a little clearer and easier for the masses of we the people to understand. I want to share with you what is a good example of being fake and being real. Being fake and being real. I believe the other day a representative from the National Basketball Association or with the professional league, and I believe the team was the Houston Rockets, I'm not sure, but a representative of that team has said something about Beijing and Hong Kong. And if I'm not mistaken, they were stating that in Hong Kong they were fighting for basic rights, democratic rights, freedom, stuff like this, what we, the American, is supposed to be representative of. And China represents what we call the oppressive state, the one that we say we don't want to have nothing to do with, and we are so much better. You guys are familiar with that propaganda, right? And I say propaganda because I'm going to show you something. Well, this representative, having said something supportive of those who are fighting for free speech, pissed the China government off, as to say, how dare you have anything to do with our politics. And they were so pissed off, they decided what they were going to do was basically pay a major effect in the contract that the basketball league have with China and being able to play there, get this market, take advantage of this market. I understand there was a whole lot of money involved. But the Chinese people did not appreciate this one gentleman, not representing the country, he represents his own personal view. And they didn't like it, so we're going to cut your money off. They know how important money is to the American people. They know how important money is to the system. The system, the free world system, as they want to call it. And so they decided they were going to affect that market. So what happens? The first thing I believe that was reported on the news, that one of the higher representatives, or in a different position of power, came back and apologized right away, apologized to China for what had been said, apologizing for the free speech that America can represent. They want to apologize for it, trying to save the money. And for that to come from somebody who's supposed to represent free speech, I'm sure when the guy went back and they had to, rejudge that situation, take another look at it, they had to come back and then try to walk that back by coming out this time representing and supporting the gentleman who had made the statement supporting free speech against China's oppressiveness. Now, here's what happened. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. China says this one statement has nothing, don't be dealing in our politics. The money's over. I'm pissed off, the money's over. United States, oh no, we got to keep the money, you can do what you want to do, I'm sorry, we're sorry about that free, we're sorry about involving ourselves in what you're doing, give us the money. And it looked just like pure evil. It looked just like pure fakeness. You just listening to it, didn't it? So the guy had to come back and say, well, no, we stand with free speech too. And this guy has a right to, he has free speech, he exercised his free speech, and we support free speech. Should have done that in the beginning. But he couldn't do that in the beginning because the beginning represented what this nation has always been about. It is because this nation has always been about this kind of stuff that allowed us to get to the point in this American experience that we are in today. You know the history of America. Most of you got some idea of it. It's not all true. Some of it is. But it led us here. Look, do you know that bondage is wrong? Do you know that slavery is wrong? Do you know that using people to give you free labor and the only thing you do for them is maintain them so they can continue to give you free labor while you're reaping all kinds of rewards? And then when somebody comes up and for some strange reason, some power out of the sky touch somebody who starts talking about this is wrong. And however long it takes, whatever has to be done, wars and everything fought, trying to maintain this wrong act, oppressing people for somebody else's benefit. And when that law supposedly had been changed, and when you had promised, the nation had promised to reward these people whom they had taken advantage of, at least give them a step up so they can get their lives together. No way, Jose. Didn't do anything like that. This nation didn't do anything like that. And until this very day, they still haven't done one dead blasted thing to bring justice to a situation like that, let alone the justice to the natives, let alone the justice to women. Women are doing everything men do today and doing it almost just as good as men. When I say almost, I mean they can't produce sperms yet. But on top of everything else, and you're still trying to make a distinction between what they do and what you do. And because you are you, male, you are better than she, female. That is crazy. Where is all the justice and fairness in that? But you want to put up this image that you are. And then when you go out and deal with other nations, you deal with them, no doubt, the same way you deal with America. You feed us stuff to get us to believe what you're doing is for us. And you keep setting up one thing, put it up in front of us and make us think that, well, this is the lesser, that we can never get the best. We can never get the absence of crime and violence and poverty and hatred and bigotry and racism. We can never get beyond that. This is what we have done continuously that allowed us to get here today with a president that's trying to take away every little free speech you got by punishing you, especially when the free speech is against what the stuff that he is doing in front of your face. Trying to get rid of that, trying to become just like China, trying to become just like Russia, trying to become just like North Korea. And we sitting up here talking about we believe in free. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you see the Chinese standing up for what they say they are standing up for, they're not playing games. That's not fake, that's real. When you got our country who talks about free speech and stuff like this, but are inviting another country to come in and play a role in messing up our government. Now China say, don't put your hands on our stuff. But America is inviting others in to help corrupt this stuff, to help mess it up. This is where we have come to today, ladies and gentlemen. And in regards to what we put on the wall about what we represent, all fake. All fake. And what you're happening right now, people trying to lift it up. You're trying to make it look good for some or whatever. But it is punishment. It is punishment for all that's been going on. Everything that's happening is basically punishment. The wildfires that's happening out in California. The floods that's been happening everywhere. The heat waves that have been happening everywhere. The cold weather that's about to come. All of these things are punishments. And what do I mean when I say punishments? It means that they are happening and we the people are not ready to deal with the consequences. We've been jiving. We've been playing. We've been walking around in blindness and we haven't seen the light. We haven't seen the promise of what we must engage ourselves in to be prepared for all of the things that's got to happen in the future. It's not supposed to destroy us. It's supposed to just be there so we can use it to see the glory of God as we conquer every challenge. Well, we can't do that. We're so busy around here trying to play God. White folks, listen to me. Listen to me, white men. Y'all been trying to play God ever since America's been here. And look what you have done to this country. You. And all of you professionals played a game in it. Everybody who got a job. Everybody who's invested. And the poverty. And the prisons and the jails and the killings. All side effects to what you have chosen to accept as a way of life. All of you black people who have been slaves, you're still slaves. Every last one of you know it. I don't care if you're sleeping in the bed with the opposite. I don't care if you're in the White House with the enemy of life, thinking you something. All of us, I can say that, because all of us put up with it. Some of us think we're good, but you heard the expression about what happens when good people do nothing, and you're not doing anything. And we're all down here together, at the foot door of hell, together, thinking we somebody. And we are nothing but lying, conniving suckers trying to get more money, because that has been our God. And that God, my friend, has come with us every step of the way, right to this door of hell that we're standing right at. But even in the midst of this, the power that is in you that you don't know anything about loves you, wants to wake you to see the light, that you might be able to understand the darkness. You be able to see how to fix it in your little special way. It's not too big. You don't have to fix the world. All you got to do is do your little part in it. And nobody knows what your little part is but you. And you know it because it gives you your greatest joy. And we accept it because the door is open to let you in right where you want to be. So you can do what you want to do and be who you are and get the greatest joy. And we, the world, the people, all of us. I'm trying to tell you, white folks ain't the answer. Men are not the answer. But neither are black people. Black people are not the answer. Government that we set up under the auspices and dictates and understanding and philosophies of other people or cultures are not the answer. The answer is with the power that created it all, who made a plan that would lead us to the fulfillment of our dreams, gave us that plan, but also gave us choice. So if you got a problem with it, you can go another way. If you know a better way, you can go another way. Or you can listen to somebody else who say they know a better way, and you can follow that way. But I guarantee you, as the evidence is here today, we're going nowhere but to hell if we don't wake up. And so this is a moment to show you the difference between what's fake and what's real. Now, we are fake. Not everything we do is fake, but when it serves our purpose, we're fake. And nobody's supposed to know it. But every now and then the test comes and it shows itself. And it has already shown itself. Question is, how asleep are you? Are you ready to wake up? Are you ready to see the light? Are you ready for your dreams to come true? Are you ready to experience peace and prosperity and freedom? Are you ready to experience the joy of your life? Are you ready to have a career, to have a purpose being here? Are you ready to never have to worry about health care and education and food, clothing and shelter, housing and anything, because those bills are already paid in advance? At this moment in time, when we switch to the system of light, when we switch to the system of love, where we do our thing, just doing our thing to be free, and in that freedom is tied up in such a way that we are creating in abundance all of that which are determined by we the people as being essential for our lives. And the benefits, all the extras come from God. The talents that in us come from us exercising them. And these are the fruits. And there's no money involved because we are brothers and sisters working to live life. So you see, we don't need that money. That's why we are fake. If we had some basic principles like preserving our freedoms and our peace, like protecting that, if we had that, then anything that came up on us a little bit, then we could do to it the same way China is doing America. Get out of our business like that. And we could do the same thing. Tell anything they want to come up and interrupt the joy and the freedoms that we have attained because we've decided to trust the power of God. We stop it in its track. But no, we so fake, we're inviting it in to help us. And you, the people, are supporting it. You know darn well what it's doing. But you're so blind. But God loves you. And so everything that I say here, for anybody, for those of you who are at the end of the street with a sign begging, for those of you who are sleeping in tents on the side of the highway, for those of you who are sitting in the penthouses on the side of the lakes and big seas, living it up. What I say to one, I'm saying it to all. And we're living in darkness. And it's time for us to get rid of the horse and buggy. It's time for us to get rid of the steam engines and coal engines. It's time for us to get rid of yesterday's stuff and lift up some brand new stuff. The world is waiting because we really have messed it up. We have messed it up. We have messed it up. And we're going to have to fix it, ladies and gentlemen. The Republicans can't fix it. They're crazy. The Democrats can't fix it. They're crazy. White folks can't fix it. They're crazy. Black folks can't fix it. They're crazy. Men can't fix it. They're crazy. Women can't fix it. They're crazy. Old folks can't fix it. They too old. They crazy. And the young folks can't fix it. They crazy. The only one who can fix it is love. The only one who can fix it is the power that we can't see, can't touch, can't feel. But the evidence, all that we do know, represents that power. And by our faith and understanding of that, we receive that power into ourselves. And by a commitment to allow that power to be that power, to do as that power would do, we step aside and walk in the light. Ooh-wee. Man, it sounds like I'm preaching. I didn't mean to go there, but that's where I ended up. So just to close this up, I want you to know that I don't want to just be talking for my health. And I'm definitely not trying to get you to listen to me because you ain't got nothing else to do. I want you to consider when you go to the polls to vote for the next president that you write in Eddie Marcus, not on the ballot. You would have to go to that space. You don't want these. Who do you want? Write in Eddie Marcus as an indication that you are claiming back your power from anybody who you've authorized to use it. You're claiming it back, and you are signing this Eddie Marcus as the next president, indicating that you are going to be your own representative. And that you, when I say you, I'm talking to all of you, are going to go forward for a new way of life, a new way of living, to meet your dreams, the things that you've been hoping for ever since you were a kid, that has been talked about and lied about and never got. So now you're going to trust yourself by committing yourself to engage yourself in the process. And that power that is responsible for all existence already got it tied in, so that the blessings will begin at the moment you step in. And ladies and gentlemen, this is still your choice. But what I've shared with you is a nugget. Use it. Goodbye.